So as I get older, I keep thinking about religion. Now, many people say they wander around in the darkness and then they see the light. Well, I don't know why they just don't turn on the light, maybe even pay their electricity bill, or better yet, just wander around in the daylight, then they don't have to look for the light. People always seem to get closer to religion when they're dying. I guess they think that they better hedge their bets just in case there is a God. We always preached about the burning in the fires of damnation, how bad it will be. But I think in my case, it won't be so bad because as I get older, my circulation is getting slower, and I always complain about being cold. So the other day, I got up and I thought I witnessed a religious experience. When I turned on the light, I saw that I had just wet the bed. I forgot to wear my Depends. I had a warm and glowing feeling, but it wasn't the second coming. A buddy of mine says he found religion. He's become a born-again Christian. He told me that he took a lot of drugs and he went to a music festival and he had a vision. I told him it wasn't a vision. He had just drunk a lot, passed out, pissed himself, woke up, and thought he'd been baptized. The same guy told me that he wants to start going to church. I asked him, why do you want to do that? He said, have you seen the church-going girls? They're hot as hell. So I told him that wasn't probably the best reason for accepting Jesus. I had another friend who came to my door and he's speaking gibberish. So I started shaking him, and then he snapped out of it. And he started speaking normal English. He told me that God told him to speak to me in tongues. But I told him he wasn't speaking in tongues. He just forgot to put in his teeth that morning. People find inspiration in really odd places. My sister started taking carpentry classes, and I asked her why, and she said Jesus was a carpenter. My brother started taking art classes, and I asked him why, and he said Michelangelo was a painter. So I started taking baking classes, and then they asked me why, and I said Cheech and Chong were bakers. Now I can make a wicked batch of marijuana brownies. Many people come to me and tell me that they found religion, but I tell them I didn't know religion was lost. They say God is an all-powerful, all-knowing being. I think I share some of the characteristics with him. We're both bad money managers. What are you laughing for? Have you seen my bank account? His followers are constantly asking for more money. They seem to be constantly broke. I think they should take some of that money and spend it on classes on learning how to budget. One televangelist says he needs to raise $2 million to buy a Learjet so he can spread the word of God. Well, I mean, whatever happened to good old-fashioned door-to-door Bible thumpers? I think this guy could learn some lessons from the Jehovah's Witnesses, because the most they ever spent on was a bicycle. There are many areas in Canada that are deemed Bible belts. Now, have you heard of that phenomenon called spontaneous combustion, where somebody bursts instantly into flames? Well, if I'm standing beside one of these guys from the Bible Belt, I'm going to be standing really far away, because if you ask me, if he's wearing a belt full of Bibles, he's going to be the first to go up in flames. I'd rather stand beside somebody who lives in a wheat belt or a grass belt, because then at least I stand a chance of survival. I think whoever invented Christianity was really smoking some good weed. Because if you think about it, there's a homeless man who spends days on the mountain talking to a burning bush, his wife, comes down the mountain with a tablet full of 10 commandments that the rest of the society is supposed to pay attention to. That sounds like he's smoking some good BC bud. And apparently the bush was on fire, but it wasn't burning. Now, when I light something on fire, it burns. And if it doesn't, I got to take back that lighter and get a refund. Can you imagine being the last animal on Noah's Ark? Let's say you have to go take a piss, right? You take a little bit too long, you come back and everybody's gone. Your first thought is, am I being punked? And then slow panic sets in and you're like, guys, where is everybody? Guys. Being a Christian seems kind of boring. Religion is kind of like removing all the salt from your diet. I mean, the food still tastes good, but it's about half as fun. And since I'm 61 and not that close to death yet, knock on wood, I'll follow the immortal words from that band REM and enjoy my life losing my religion.